There's a book called The Secrets of Spirulina by Christopher Hill, written in 1980, that tells you everything. It originated in Ethiopia, Chad, Kenya, Mexico, and Peru. This is, I have deemed for several years, the highest source of brain food. It actually, like melanin, conducts and programs. It helps you to, one, break addictions. Now, this particular DVD, again, is disaster preparation. If a tsunami comes and wipe away everything except your wonderful life, you will be grateful to know that if you have on a waist pouch, you will be able not only to put your ID and your money in, but your spirulina. And as I was about to tell you, I would have you take spirulina, a teaspoon of it, if you don't have the tablets or the pills, and pour a glass of sugar cane juice. You all are so blessed not to have to use white and brown sugar, honey, maple syrup, and many other things. There's a young lady, a couple, as a matter of fact, at Gablewoods Mall who makes sugarcane juice 4 days a week. So you would pour the sugarcane juice in there and do a teaspoonful. It's perfectly safe for children. If I had my book with you on the secrets of spirulina, I would show you the Mexican babies with the black baby bottle because they have spirulina in it. Many cultures take spirulina, blend it with soy milk, and that's what their babies drink so that they don't get nose and ear infection from cow's milk and other excrements from animal products. But your spirulina would go right in here. Now, the wonderful thing about this pouch, every member of the family can have their own pouch. By that I mean, if in fact you have 5 children, a husband, and yourself, if it's just 1, 2, 3, if it's 20 of you, if everyone has on a pouch, you can customize their pouch, including the baby. You take 2 bibs and you sew them together and you put them there. You have the baby's ID in there, just in case the child gets separated from you. You have anything the baby needs. The baby would have maybe either a smaller package of spirulina, half this size, in her pouch, in his pouch. So you comfortably, you put your pouch, your spirulina in here. My next greatest gift in knowing environmental resources is watchette, prickly pear cactus. What makes this especially wonderful? Great for dehydration. This plant, iron, calcium, magnesium, fiber, ash, energy, water. Another melanated plant. How do we know? The prickles actually conduct the water. The reason this plant can grow when it's dried out. I bought this leaf for you to see. See how dry this is? But it's still sprouting new leaves, okay? That's how awesome. This is why it also grows in the desert. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations have a book, almost 300 pages, on the greatness of this cactus. One of the things that I found training my athletes that is so wonderful, they do not get dehydrated. Therefore, if you are talking about there's no running water, there's no bottled water, everything was wiped away, if you had in fact your slices of watchette, of prickly pear cactus in here, it also will fit nicely in your pouch. You see? So what would you do? As soon as you get some water, you would actually go on and drop this into the water, let the water draw out the nutrients, and you have a perfect dehydrator. I suggest that you also have bottles of this made. I see people run to the grocery store the moment a storm or hurricane is coming. And what I'm saying to you is, I think we need to do this a little different, because if the type of storm hits here that's hit many places, you're not going to have the opportunity to grab all that grocery. So you can pack a pouch at the beginning of the season, and since there's so many disasters, just keep a pouch packed for yourself at all times. One of the other things people suffer a lot from during disaster is energy. This gives you energy. It's great for the stomach. There are 4 diseases. Actually, I will tell you 3 that people, a doctor in Mississippi, Dr. Naima Arthur, found that worked perfectly for her visitors: acid reflux, irritable bowel syndrome, and chronic constipation. And I find it works for all of those perfectly also. So you want to become very familiar with your cactus. It grows wild around here. It's actually the cover of my new book that we're going to get into a little bit later. But even as for the babies, there are cactus small enough to fit right into their bib. And you can even put a note in there if you need to. But you need to learn much, much more about the prickly pear cactus. You can go online and find it. If you're traveling in the States and you don't see it growing as plentiful as you do here or somewhere else, it's generally sold in Spanish stores in a capsule or powder called nopal. It is also sold in the grocery stores in the produce sections all over the United States. Always be very careful when you're handling it because of the prickles. These are your environmental resources that are lying dormant that you must come in contact with. Another great thing that will be perfect, before we go to that, this is the actual pulp from the cactus. What do we do with this? If in fact someone is in pain, you take that, you take the bay oil. This is Nat Med, again, did a wonderful job with our oils. You put a few drops in there, or rosemary, and you bathe them down from head to toe. Anybody who is suffering from chronic rheumatoid arthritis or get hurt during a disaster and can't move, and you will have this ready during a disaster, because the great thing about that, once you make the juice, you save this pulp. And when the water is dirty, you actually take the dirty water, you pour it over the pulp, and the pulp will catch the sediment, and you get clean water, and then you can boil the water and have water for drinking. That is what they do in Peru with that. That plant is so versatile, you would really need to contact the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and get a copy of the book. It's called Agroecology, Cultivation, and Uses of Cactus Pear.